Hello, students. We are going to begin with chapter 13, the Mauryan dynasty. In chapter 12, you have studied about Janpadas and Mahajanpadas. Among all those Mahajanpadas, you have learned that Magda was the most powerful Mahajanpadas. In 326 BCE, Alexander, the son of King Philip of Macedonia, he invaded India and defeated the Indian king Porus. But he wanted to capture Magda. But unfortunately, he was not successful in that. At the time, Magda was ruled by Nanda ruler Ghananda. But he was not a famous ruler. A Brahmin teacher, you know very well, Chanakya, who is also known as Kautilya, he was insulted by Ghananda, the ruler of Nanda dynasty. Now Chanakya wanted to take the revenge from Ghananda, so he met Chandragupta Maurya and formed an army. They attacked on Ghananda and defeated him in this battle. And they have established Mauryan Empire under Chandragupta Maurya in 324 BCE. So Chandragupta Maurya was the first ruler of Mauryan dynasty. He extended his empire from north to south, east to west, including Afghanistan, Balochistan. Chandragupta established his capital at Patliputra. Chanakya was Chandragupta Maurya's guru as well as his prime minister. Chanakya wrote Arthashastra, a famous book on political administration. After Chandragupta Maurya, his son Bindusar succeeded in 297 BCE and ruled up to 272 BCE. He was also a very brave king and he protected his empire and established good relationships with Greeks. After Bindusar, his son Ashoka the Great, he succeeded his father in 272 BCE. He was such a brave king that he conquered the state of Kalinga, which was never ever conquered by any ruler earlier. He is considered to be the one of the greatest ruler in the world history. The Battle of Kalinga was very feast battle. There was a huge loss of life and property. The horror of war and cries of the widows and the children deeply moved Ashoka. He could not tolerate to see the bloodshed of during the war. So he pledged that he will never ever resort to war again. So the Kalinga war was the great turning point in the life of Ashoka. He adopted Buddhism after the Kalinga war and spent the rest of his life in propagating and preaching Buddhism not only in India but across the world. Ashoka advised his sons and grandsons to go for Dharma Vijay. Dharma Vijay means winning the hearts of the people. Means he sent his sons and grandsons to preach the people about the teachings of Buddhism. Ashoka got his teachings engraved on the rocks and stone pillars in the languages like Khroshti, Prakrit, Greek, and Aramaic. These teachings are known as his edicts. Ashoka's Buddhism or Dhamma is a little different from classical Buddhism. The features of Ashoka's Dhammas are ahimsa, non-violence or non-injury to all living things, respect for elders, respect and tolerance to all religions, obedience to parents and teachers, truthfulness means always speak the truth, kindness to all including slaves and servants, charity towards poor, peace and harmony among all. Ashoka emphasized on a pure and simple life. Ashoka's state was really a welfare state. He treated his people as a father would treat his children. He gave maximum facilities to his people. Trees were planted on the both sides of the roads, and wells were dug. Hospitals for people and animals were opened. Orphanages and old age homes were also established during his rule.